So box 5, this is where we have a difference. For events, this is where we're going to do a bunch of brainstorming. We don't know the solution. We're just trying to figure it out. And we're going to do some rapid experiments to test our theories. So when we have an event, that's what we do. We brainstorm. And oh, by the way, when you brainstorm, sometimes you've got some really wild ideas, and sometimes you have some things that it's nice, but it's not going to make a big difference. So you do a priority matrix in box 5, and you just decide what things you're going to do and try, right? So on a project, which is really what you guys are thinking about doing for a year, right? This is the solutions approach. This is the difference. This is where you already have a plan. You have an idea, and you need to be able to spell it out. So in box 5, on projects, you want to have milestones established in box 5. Who's done any project management, like Microsoft Project as a tool? Gantt chart? So when you do use that tool, you have some big, bold headings. The big, bold headings are the only things that you want in box 5. All the little tasks that support any of the big, bold headings, I'll show you where those are going to go. But box 5 is just about the milestones. And ideally, you guys make it so simple that you can see red or green next to your milestone, whether you hit it or not. And so it identifies where you are. If you're red, you're behind where you thought you might be. You passed the date, right? It's not a crisis, it's just that, hey, it needs some attention. We need to find a way to get it back on track. If you're green, you don't even have to talk about it. You get to say, this is what we're doing next, right? So it's really a pretty simple process. So just remember, it's going to be the high level, and it says 3 to 5, but I'm going to tell you what, if you're going to use a project for a year, it's going to be more than 3 or 5. These are major milestones, but you might have a milestone every other month. You might even have one every 6 weeks. I'm not going to tell you how often you need to have a milestone. But when we talk about a little bit deeper how we're using the safety 9 box specifically, we'll clue into some of the ideas on how you might want to approach that, okay? So far, let's just take a moment, take a breath. What's the difference on an event or a project between box 1, 2, 3, and 4?
You know the outcome?
That's in box 5, right? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
They're identical.
What'd you say?
They're identical.
They're identical. All right, let that soak in for a second. Because this is the point where you have to recognize the problem-solving process for those 4 up front, those 4 things are exactly the same. Now, we don't always treat them the same, but we should. Because where it diverts is where we're going to do something. We want to have, I don't care whether you're using a safety team or the staff, however you want to approach it from your business, you guys should not be doing the 9 box in isolation. You want to work with a group because there's power there, right? Otherwise, you're just getting your interpretations of what the gap is. You want people to be engaged, and you might have a safety team that is a combination of hourly, leadership, staff, whatever. Or you might just use the team, the staff that you're part of. But you want to have this shared. There's a lot of power in that. Because you know what? Safety is not just your responsibility. It's everybody's, right? So why wouldn't you get them on board and participate in that process? So 1, 2, 3, and 4, getting them to participate drives alignment. You don't have to present to them. You already have alignment. You work through it together. Make sense? Yes? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, exactly the same. Box 5 is where there's that diversion from, hey, an event, we're going to do just a brainstorming event, and we're going to do a priority chart. That's what we're going to do. On a project, we're going to have a list of things that we want to do, and we're going to put it in a time fashion that's going to give us milestones when to check on them.